What's up, world? Me again. Slightly different video today. I'm still trying to work through some videos that's going to be focusing on other people that have moved to other countries. So I've got one that's going to be Spain related, one that's going to be Dubai related, but I'm just doing something a little bit different today because I just wanted to kind of get back to my roots of what I basically created this channel for, was ultimately for focusing on mental health, really. My mental health, I'm using it as a like self-psychiatry for just talking through things, and yeah, I went off piste basically because I saw a lot of these videos of people that are basically saying that the UK's finished and that they're all just gonna leave the country. So that kind of I don't know, I suppose you could say it lit some flames in me, and it just kind of made me think, I just wanted to focus on doing some videos of reviewing some people's channels of, showing dark sides of moving to different countries, because ultimately that's where I'm at, basically, because I live here in Italy, in Rome, and I basically, the short of it is, I wish I didn't really live here. I wish that my life was still back in the UK. And it basically got uprooted all thanks to Brexit and having an Italian girlfriend, and basically just found myself here in this country that I'm not really that happy with, even despite it's beautiful sunshine out there today, but at the same time, I've mentioned in other videos of mine that my English body is not conditioned basically for such heat in this country. So that's why I ended up starting to do these videos, to say just to show to other people that the UK is quite screwed, and I just wanted to point out that just up and leaving, running away from the UK isn't necessarily always going to solve your problems, because pretty much every country around the world has issues one way or another, and that's what I basically experience here in Italy. I mean, I've mentioned to my family that I just feel like I've gone backwards in time. I feel like I've gone back in life, having come from living in London, where I could just pay for things easy peasy in Tesco's Express on a self-checkout with Apple Pay. I basically now find myself in a country that doesn't have self-checkouts, doesn't really do Apple Pay, and you're stuck in a queue behind people counting out all of their, old people counting out all of their little coins and notes and stuff, and paying basically how I remember paying 20-30 odd years ago. This country, as it's slowly evolving, but it's very, very behind what I was used to in England. So I've found it quite a struggle living here, like just simple things of just ordering things on the internet, searching for businesses on the internet. I mean, a lot of businesses here don't even have websites. A lot of businesses are that far behind that they don't even have a website. So I mean, the main reason also for this video is I just wanted to say, I mean, I've spent the last 2 and something years unemployed and struggling. Got £2,000 left to my name in my British account. I've got 2 kids, one of which is 16, just doing her GCSEs, and will be sooner or later going to college. And I've got to somehow find money. I mean, part of when she's going to college, she's going to go do film and TV or something at college, and one of the things is that they're going to be going on a college excursion to New York. And so I've got to try and find some kind of a way that I can find some money so that my daughter can go on this excursion, this trip to New York with her college. Basically, ultimately, I've mentioned lots in other videos of mine. I came onto here to YouTube, and I've tried numerous different things. I've started a channel for using AI for Manchester United, and I posted one video, and I think it got 2 views, and then I repurposed part of that video to post last weekend because it was the end of the Premier League season. I thought maybe I might get a big hit rate of people searching for Man United stuff on YouTube, so I repurposed that video, added a bit to it, and posted that on Sunday before our final game. That only got 3 views. So I also do this channel where it's my rants channel, where I'm talking about just life, mental health issues, problems. But the main one was I set up a YouTube channel with my 6-year-old daughter here in Italy. My 6-year-old daughter basically speaks, her and her mum just speak to each other all the time in Italian. I'm struggling to learn Italian, and I thought it would be a good idea to have a channel with my daughter to help her to learn English, but at the same time also teaching other Italian kids to speak English, because I see loads of videos out there of adults that are dressed up as silly little characters making fools of themselves, and adults, talking in their hello, little baby way, trying to teach kids how to speak English. But in all honesty, when I've played them to my daughter, she gets bored and she loses interest. So I saw what I thought, a niche in the market for a video from a child's perspective. So from my daughter's perspective, which will because I watch my daughter watching other children on YouTube, and she's engaged. She will stay there literally for hours watching kids doing stuff. So I thought to myself, it would be a good idea to have a child from a child's perspective teaching English to other Italian children, so the Italian children can see her and see that it's not that hard, and give them a bit of confidence in learning English. So that channel, today, it's just over, it's basically a year and 27 days since I started that channel, and to date I have 133 subscribers. And one of our videos for Halloween, strangely enough, actually, it was back in January or February, our Halloween video from last October suddenly started blowing up and now basically got over 7,000 views. So that got me excited. But then when I looked into the analytics of it, majority of those 7,000 people haven't really seen past 20 seconds of the video. So it's kind of deceiving. It shows that we've got over 7,000 views. So to anyone going onto our website, onto our YouTube channel and looking, they'll see that video's got over 7,000 views, and they think it's a popular video, which is a bonus really. But if you really look into it and know the truth, then no one's really even watching past 20 odd seconds of the video. So I've basically come to discover that everything's not really as easy and simple as I'd kind of hoped. I see loads and loads of these people. That's why I've started this particular channel. I've seen plenty of people that are just talking, just talking random, just about their lives, and just talking about how much they hate working, how much the UK's screwed, taxes, all of these things. So that's why I started this channel, really. I'll do a proper video about that and basically name check a few channels that were kind of my inspiration for how I found myself here. But I just wanted to mention, I mean, the stress of life in general. Once upon a time, I used to be quite a happy, hippie kind of person. Basically, just around about the early 2000s, I kind of had a bit of an awakening to, I don't know, just like a spiritual awakening. Basically, realised I was quite a spiritual person. Believe in all sorts of energy, and I don't know, I won't even go into that. Anyway, so the main thing was that I just the stress that I deal with every single day. I have an Italian child that is just, I don't know if she's got ADHD or some kind of, she's got behavioural problems basically. So I have to deal with that and the stress of just her screaming and shouting, and my girlfriend that is basically Italian, so majority of the time it just sounds like she's screaming and shouting, and I'm just here in this room. This is my daughter's room, where my office is. Once upon a time I used to have hobbies that used to make me a happy person, so I used to sit and make music. I had ideas once upon a time of trying to be a musician. I mean, ultimately that's why I'm kind of in this position in life as a 47-year-old with only £2,000 left in my account, is because basically I pretty much wasted the whole of my 20s not really focused on trying to find a career or a job, because in my head I basically just wanted to become a musician. I wasted a lot of time with friends that ultimately just turned out to be drug addicts and alcoholics, and didn't really get much done in the way of music over 10 years, sort of just lots of messing around and time wasted, basically just being wasted. So I basically got to 30 and discovered that I hadn't really made a good choice ultimately. So I at that point I started doing lots of temp work and just doing crappy jobs, just not necessarily filing, but there was one where I was I don't know, organising some old library in a pharmaceutical company just for like 2-3 days. There was another one when I went to a greeting cards company, and I just used to have to stack boxes or fill up boxes with all these different types of cards. And then I worked a few times actually for Hitachi, testing. They were like little mini microchip type things that you stick onto, for window frames, and it was so the window frame company could keep a track of I don't know, just loads of codes. But I had to scan each and every one of these microchips. There was millions, like 30 odd million of them, and I sat there every day, headphones in, going through beep 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 beep, manually checking millions upon millions and millions of these things, and if they didn't work I'd have to take them off and put one that did work on, and so on and so forth. Then eventually I found a job working facilities management in Slough, which was really, really soul destroying. Basically, in another pharmaceutical company, setting up meeting rooms, moving tables, chairs, having to move boxes of files, and just doing lots of laborious work, which basically ultimately led to me getting a back issue, a severe back issue that I'm still dealing with now. I mean, today, look, I've been to the chiropractor today. I can't even get it off. 1 second. So I'm all strapped up. Basically, the chiropractor strapped me up today because my shoulder is absolutely foobar. So yeah, my whole body's screwed from years and years of laborious. I mean, I worked there for 5 years before they basically made me redundant under dubious, dodgy circumstances, which maybe I might go into separately in another video. Anyway, moral of the story is in those last 2 years, I watch these videos on YouTube of people that are setting up these online businesses and becoming, their own bosses. And I mean, it annoys me. I see so many of these teenagers that are just saying that they've just made faceless YouTube channels using AI and they've hit millions, and I'm thinking, man, mate, how am I not doing this? So that was my main focus for my daughter's channel, was to try and use AI and create these videos, which I've done to a certain extent, but it's just the whole growing of the channel. I mean, YouTube says that I can't monetize until I hit 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of view hours, which, as I say, I'm struggling with. I've only got 133 subscribers so far. But yeah, the meantime, I've had to deal with all the stress of trying to apply for jobs. So after working for the facilities management company, and I got made redundant, I then worked temporarily for a few months at a law firm in London that my girlfriend worked for, and it was basically doing kind of the similar things. I mean, I was just transporting documents from one room to another room, having to go into document stashes and get different case files for law things. I had to go and get, take different documents to the courts and all of these sorts of things, which basically trainee lawyers pretty much usually do. I wasn't a trainee lawyer, I was just a skivvy. I used to have to set up meeting rooms and such like as well. But then moving on from that, I then eventually, when I was at the facilities management place in Slough, my dreams was to become an app developer. And because I already had some kind of experience in web coding from early 2000s, just simple HTML stuff. So that was my dream. Around about 2006, 2007, my dream was basically to become an app developer. And I kind of learned a little bit here and there, but then ultimately I ended up getting a job working for a tech company, which was, they do have an app, but it's not specifically an actual app. It's more on online, on a laptop, so marketing people can download. It's like basically an image library of all the clients' assets. So for instance, we had GSK pharmaceutical company, so we had loads of different adverts and posters that they had that they could just go into, and I basically used to have to organise the it's called artwork automation. So they'd send me some artwork, and I used to have to then transfer that onto a web page that a user or a marketing person from GSK anywhere in the world can then change the headline title, the sub-headline, some text, image, all of these things just from a browser. So that's basically what I had to, or was able to do. And I was doing that for 7 years up until 2019, COVID time, got made redundant. And then basically I found myself, I've been working remotely for a year before getting made redundant, working remotely from here in Italy, having been told that it was perfectly fine. But then around COVID time, I got made redundant. I was one of the first people, because of COVID, obviously, that had to foxtrot Oscar. So I got given my marching orders. And then, as I say, I was basically, after that, I was just so fed up of just the 9 to 5 and working for other idiots and other tossers. I just want to just make my own money and, just make my own business. But yeah, ultimately going back, so I stressed myself out. 2020, I think 1st of January 2020, I was dedicated, I was disciplined, I was sat here every day like a usual day, 9 till 5. I'd sit here searching for jobs, LinkedIn, this job site, that job site, applying for everything. And at the same time, I was documenting it all in a spreadsheet, keeping track of everything. It didn't take long until I've just become completely disillusioned with it. I was getting no replies, and the one or two, maybe three interviews that I did actually get, I just never heard anything back from. So I just become so disillusioned with it all. I was just so fed up with it. Just the whole system of everything is just rubbish. Anyway, the main point, so my girlfriend still continued after basically applying for numerous jobs for me, regardless of whether or not I was actually capable of doing those jobs. She kept applying to the point that I now basically have been hired as freelance by an Italian company who basically needed an English speaker like myself, because they're a multinational group that have people in other countries and they all speak to each other in English. So I managed to get that. Anyway, the stress has just come straight back again. I basically got told that I was meant to start yesterday. Didn't hear anything from anyone. No one really kept me up to date. And then this morning, basically got some random email. It just basically said no reply. It didn't even say the name of the company, but it was to set up the account for this job, which I've just done, but I had two of them and everything already seems like a mess. This is what I've discovered from all of these, online tech companies. I mean, I have worked for two other companies since the one that I worked for remotely in London, but they only lasted for no more than a month, each. So just the whole, adverts, just seeing adverts on YouTube from Monday.com just make me cringe, just thinking about the people just, oh yeah, I'll do a ticket for you, you blah blah blah, you do this, you do that, and just the annoyance of the whole system. So yeah, ultimately I've now found myself back in this job. I've signed up for one of these email addresses. Two of them got sent to me. I don't know whether or not one of them was accidental. So I've just done one of them, and basically I think I'm going to be meant to be starting tomorrow, and I can already feel the stress, just the stress of having to work with idiots all the time, and just no one knowing what's going on. I mean, I sent an email to the original guy that interviewed me. I mean, this is a laugh. I mean, I got interviewed by three different people, and I just thought, oh mate, I just know after all three of these interviews, I'm just not going to even get the job. I wasn't even asked at all for the interview. I just kind of just went along, and when they do the whole, oh, have you got any other questions? At the end I was just like, no other questions, because I thought, why should I bother? I just can't be asked at all. It's just gonna, they're just literally just gonna, they're just gonna fob me off. So I just didn't even bother, but somehow I've basically managed to get this job, which, it's only for 7 months, and I'll only be getting 8,000 for it. I think it's like 1,200 per month, and there's all sorts of dodgy stuff in the contract. Saying that if I wasn't able to get something done, then I'm going to get fined £5,000, and I'm like, mate, I've only got £2,000 left in my account. So I just feel the stress already of just having to do this job and just working. I just want to just switch off from life. I know we have to, it's not that I don't want to work, it's just that I just don't want to work for idiots. I just don't want to work for bellends. I just want to work for myself and just somehow be one of these people that are just getting millions for doing faceless videos on YouTube. Anyway, that's my rant over for today. I think I'm just going to upload it. I'm just going to whack some text on it, and just going to upload this one quickly, and then maybe from tomorrow I'll try and continue with the ones about moving to other countries and the downsides, as a warning to all you people out there in the UK that just think that you're just going to run away to another country and life's just going to be, life's going to be fixed. It's just, I don't know, it's just not feasible. Anyway, that's my rant over. 25 minutes, that's a good enough time. Hopefully someone watches it. Latest potatoes, have a good day, bye.